Okay, friends, let's come laying down onto the back. Interlace those fingers. Long, full body stretch. Navel pulls into the spine. Suck that belly up and in. Pressing the sacrum down to the ground and turn the big toes to touch. Just inwardly rotating those thighs. Take a couple big cleansing breaths. One more time with that big cleansing breath. All right, let's take the left ankle and cross it over the right ankle. Take the left hand and grab onto the right wrist. And we're going to reach and stretch through that right side as we arc to the left side, really opening up that right side, anchoring down the right ankle and pulling on the right wrist. One more breath. And release. Let's switch. So we're going to cross the right ankle over the left. Right hand grabs onto the left wrist, and let's arc over to the right, feeling a long stretch through the left side. Anchoring down that left ankle and pulling on that right left wrist. And release. Arms come out to the side. Palms face down. Let's bend the knees and walk those feet to the wide outer edges of the mat. Lift the hips, tuck the tail. Low back presses to the mat, and let's windshield wiper those legs. Keep doing that. I feel like I want to brighten up my screen just a little bit. Keep windshield wipering as I add a little brightness to this old screen here. Oh my God, that's so dark. So much better. I don't know if that's just from my vantage point or yours as well, but it looks a lot better to me. Okay. Windshield wipering those legs. Navel's drawn in. There may be a gentle lift of the low back off the ground as you do this. It's okay. Just a natural lift. Let's take that left knee, drop it in. Lift the right foot up off the ground, and right foot crosses over the outer left knee, and apply some gentle pressure. Maybe you'd like to take the arms up overhead and grab on to opposite forearms. Stretch long through that left side body. One more breath. And then release foot from knee. And let's do a little resetting here. Windshield wiper the legs, and then let that right knee drop in. Left foot lifts up off the ground, and apply just some gentle pressure. Feeling that length on that right side body. Waistline into the low back. Big deep breaths, filling the lungs. Release foot from knee. Ground the feet. Bring them just about hips distance apart. Palms come down toward the hips. Let's slowly take those hips to lift and lower. Inhale to lift. Exhale, drop it down. Fully grounded through the soles of the feet, pressing down through the toes. Just activating the front of the thighs and the hip flexors. Feeling the hamstrings and the glutes engaged. Let's take 2 more and then we'll hold it in that lifted position. Now let's hold it up to lift. Maybe walk those shoulders in under the ribs, interlace the fingers on the ground, chin to chest, lift those hips a little higher, really press into the feet. Let's take 3 breaths. Breathing into the chest. One more breath. Release hands and articulate the spine down. Knees come toward the chest, soles of the feet to the sky. Grab on the side edges of the feet. Wide legs, wider than the rib cage. Happy baby, pulling down on the feet. Knees come closer to the floor. And let's rock from side to side. Nice and slowly, we tap one knee down. Ooh, and then the other. Feels so nice. I went for a nice long hike yesterday with Honey. 5 miles with this little chihuahua. She really knows how to rock it. She loves being in the woods. It's the cutest thing. She's bait for like every creature that's in the woods though, so I have to really keep a close eye on her. But she loves it there. It's her happy place. All right, now let's rock over to the right, tapping that right knee down if that feels good. And whether your hand remains affixed on the foot or whether maybe you grab onto ankle or shin, see if you can lengthen a little bit more through that right leg. Really stretch long through the right leg. Left knee remains bent. Bend that right knee, come back to center. And then tip all the way over to the left, drop your left knee, either grabbing on the left foot, ankle, or shin, and then extend long for the left leg. Right knee remains bent. Back center. Slide the hands down to the knees to support the outer knees and then express both legs wide into a straddle. Flex the feet and roll through the ankles. See if you can really spread those legs wide. Hands are there to support. Articulating through the feet and the toes and the ankles. And then reverse the direction of the ankle roll. If you're feeling particularly stretchy, maybe put a little pressure on the inner legs with the hands to stretch even wider if you like. Only if it feels good. All right, hands come back to the outer knees. Let's bend the knees and bring those legs to tabletop position. Right hand guides left knee across the body to twist. Gazing over the extended left arm, hollow out that belly. breaths here into the rib cage, dropping to the ground both shoulders. Knees come up and around. Left hand comes into the outer right knee, gazing over right shoulder. Lift both shoulders up off the ground and lay them back down so both shoulders are pressing as equally as you possibly can have them. One more breath. Release hand from knee, come back center, ground soles of feet. Let's do a little figure four stretching. Left foot crosses over right knee. Right foot lifts up off the ground so the right knee is at tabletop, and then hands slide to wrap around the right thigh. Flex both feet, and then pull toward the chest. Head comes back down onto the ground. Maybe left elbow presses left thigh away as you're pulling everything else toward you. Two more breaths. And then as you exhale, release the right foot down to the ground. Left foot drops down to the floor. Right foot crosses over left knee. And then left leg lifts up to tabletop. Hands wrap around that left thigh, both feet flex, and then pull everything toward you as the head comes down to the ground. Right elbow presses right thigh away while everything else is being pulled toward you. Two more breaths. Last time. All right. Release left foot down to the ground. Right foot comes down to the ground. Hands come under the hinges of the knees, and we start rocking up and down the length of the spine. Two more. All right, up seated we come, cross-leg position. Let's actually draw the soles of the feet together first. See if you can press those knees down to the floor. Pull the chest through the gates of the arms, engage the upper back, draw the shoulder blades together, chin to chest. Half circles in the neck. Just rock ear to shoulder, ear to shoulder. Shoulders are pressing down away from the ears. You should feel a really nice stretch in the neck here. Opening in the front of the chest. Can we do full circles here? Yes, we can. It feels really good. Full circle through the neck, breathing through the nose, eyes are closed. Now chin to chest, switch the direction. Keep those knees pressing down to the floor, keep the chest moving through the gates of the arms, upper back and mid back engaged. Nice posture. Feeling so much stretch and release in the upper front, chest, shoulders, and neck. Two more, everybody. Last time. All right, let's come center. Cross the legs. Hands are on the knees. Let's start with some Sufi circles. So the work that we just did rolling through the neck, we're now going to roll through the waistline. Grounding our lowest energy center. Taking your time, feeling your way through the body, letting all that energy that's otherwise stuck in the mind and the process of thinking move its way into the sensing and experiencing body. Let's take two more. Keep this left knee bent and just track that right knee to bend behind you off to the side. Left hand grounds untented fingers. If you'd like a little extra leverage and lift, you can also put a block on level 1 right under your hand. We're going to take that left hand, ground it down next to the left hip, sweep up and around, ground through the knees, let the head hang back, sweep through nice and easy, and then bring it down. Inhale, lift. Really cast that arm wide, open through the chest and the shoulders. Feeling the stretch in the hip flexors, opening in the front body. And on this last lift here, we're going to hold it for 3 breaths. Pressing those hips forward, letting the head hang back. 3 breaths. Big belly breathing. One more time. And bring it down. All right, let's switch it out. Right leg crosses in front, the bent knee, left knee tracks behind. Again, you can place a block on level 1 under that right hand if you so choose. Or maybe tent on the fingers or use the knuckles. Gonna lift up, press those hips forward, head hangs back, sweep through, bring it down. I always like to invite people to be very dramatic in their expression. Let it be artful, let it be expressive. Notice how the body responds to that. uplifted position, taking a few breaths into the stretching posture. Breathing into the belly. Knees grounding, hips and heart pressing forward. And bring it down. Let's take both legs out wide into a straddle. All right. So you can flex the feet, you can point the feet, but I would like your feet to be active in one direction or another as opposed to kind of floppy, unenergized feet. All right, we're just gonna reach from side to side. If you have pointed toes, maybe reach all the way past those toes. Maybe we start taking up and around. Stretching and lengthening through the torso. This is so good for the spine and for the ribs and for the hips and the legs. You know how like they say that teenagers need discipline? So does the body. We need to keep continuing to stretch it past its boundaries, challenging it. It's asking for that, it's needing that to find structure, to find peace, to find an understanding of its place in the world. You know, left undisciplined, the body, the mind is kind of like an unruly adolescent, even as we get older. All right, let's hold it to the left. Reach that arm all the way over as far as you can. Maybe rotate the heart up to the sky and let's take a few breaths. Little discernment about plugging that shoulder back into socket. Keep those feet flexed or pointed and let's slowly reach forward. Testing those boundaries. Forehead comes down toward the ground. Long, deep breathing. One more breath. Slowly rise up. Let's bend the knees, ground the soles of the feet. Hands come on the inside of the knees, pushing the knees open, opening through the heart. Maybe turning your gaze to the right. right leg in toward the left hip if both sits bones are grounded. If you're finding yourself with a lot of space under that left hip, then extend that right leg down. But if both butt cheeks can be on the ground, then pull that right leg in toward the left hip. Let's take those arms up. Inhale. Exhale, hands come to the heart. Take a nice inhale. Twist and exhale. Right tricep presses into the left thigh as you gaze over left shoulder to twist. Bringing out. Postures in yoga deeply nourish the body, allowing for space, flexibility, detoxification, release. Now turn your gaze forward. Release your twist, lengthen those legs out one at a time. Let's do the same thing on the other side. Right leg crosses over left, pull it up nice and tight toward the body. And then if that possibility exists for the hips to stay grounded onto the floor while pulling that left leg in, then I invite you to do so. Let's take those arms up, inhale. Exhale, hands come to the heart. Gentle twist. Left tricep presses into right thigh, gazing over right shoulder. Let's breathe. Release those legs into a cross-leg position where we come onto hands and knees. Tabletop position. Hands are under the shoulders. Knees are under the hips. Spread those fingers wide. Tops of the feet press down onto the mat. We're going to do an elliptical cat-cow. So we have our cat-cow, which is an arching and a rounding, right? We have a cat pose and our cow pose. But we're also going to move the torso in elliptical fashion to create a lot more space with this. So I'm going to kick my hips to the right, and as I round my back, my hips move to the left, and as I arch my back, my hips move to the right. Rounding and arching as my spine moves like a jump rope. If you roll through the neck, close your eyes and feel your way through. Loosening up a lot of locked up tension in the spine and the hips and the shoulders and the neck. Take your time. Two more. Last time. Hold steady to the center, and let's do the same thing in the opposite direction. So I'm going to have a neutral spine, like a tabletop. Kicking my hips to the left, rounding my back as my hips move to the right, arching my back as my hips move to the left, rolling through the neck. comes down to the ground, armpits press to the floor, shoulders away from the ears. Maybe rock the chest and the shoulders from side to side, deepening the stretch on one side and then the other. Keeping that navel drawn up and into the belly. Hips are high over the knees. Now hold steady to the center. Just lift your gaze. Let's take that left arm, slide it under, drop left shoulder, tensive on right fingers, and turn the heart to the right. Maybe, if you'd like, ground through that right foot, extend it out. Side edge of that right foot grounds. Right arm maybe reaches up and comes behind the back, grabbing onto the left hip crease. Open the right shoulder, open the chest to the sky. Right hand grounds. Slide that right arm forward to the top of the mat. Bring that right knee back in. Left arm slides out from under, reaches forward. We're in this puppy pose again. Switch sides. Right arm slides under and through, dropping right shoulder, right temple to the ground. Tensing up on those left fingers. Maybe slide the left foot out to the side. Anchoring through that left side edge foot, left arm up and around. Grabbing onto the outer right hip crease. Left shoulder lifts away from the floor. Opening the heart. Pressing on that right shoulder, feeling the muscles pulling away from the center line of the back. Opening space in the shoulder blade area. Breathe. One more breath. Then release left hand. Bring it under the left shoulder. Ground the left knee. Right hand comes under right shoulder. Knees are out wide. Hips sink back to heels. Let's ground the elbows. Interlace fingers. Walk those elbows forward. As far as you can. A little one step at a time. And then hips press back. Elbows drag back. Head drops to the ground. Shoulders press down to the floor. Feeling that beautiful stretch in the triceps and the shoulder blade area. Shoulders. Relax. Hips are sinking back to heels. Armpits are pressing toward the floor. The forehead is resting on the ground. Full breaths into the ribs. Letting your breath reach down to the lowest lobes of the lungs. Ribs are expanding. Two more breaths. Maybe some sighs out of the mouth, releasing some emotional tension. Hands released to the ground. Head rises. Back to tabletop position. Hands under shoulders. Knees are under hips. Let's curl those toes under. Press up and back into downward dog. Hips up. Pressing chest toward thigh. Head shakes loose. Let's bend and extend through the legs, pedaling those feet. Again, navel's drawn up and into the spine. Jiggle the head, loosening up any tension in the back of the neck. Feeling the back of the legs opening up. Maybe wag the tail, getting into the IT bands and the lower back and waistline. All right, let's press those heels down to the ground. Maybe they touch, maybe they don't. It's okay either way. Just do your best to get those heels down and lengthen the back of the legs. Let's take 3 breaths in down dog. In through the nose. Sigh out. I love practicing yoga to piano. Classical music is very emotive. Allows for a lot of release, allows for a lot of imagination and expression. Alright, let's lift up high onto the toes. Bend the knees. Tuck those hips back to the heels. And then lengthen it back up onto the toes. Drop the hips, keep the toes high, the heels high. Just lengthen. Bend. And extend, bend, and extend. One more time, bend and extend. And now bend and step one foot into hand and then the other. Inhale, lift a flat spine, pressing into the shins, extending through the crown of the head, navel sucks up and in. Bend the knees. Bow forward, weight transfers to the toes, grabbing onto opposite elbows. Ragdoll. Let the breath come out through the mouth. In Chinese medicine, they say that we hold a lot of grief in the lungs. So the more you can really let go from the lungs, empower that exhale, we can let go of some of that blocked energy. Alright, coming back center, bend into the knees, sweep and rise high, hands up overhead, join palms. Pressing into the feet, engaging into the thighs. Exhale, hands come to heart. Sweep it up, circle it around. We hinge and bow forward. Inhale, lift to flat spine. Grounding on fingertips, step that left foot back, low lunge. Lifting through the chest, lifting through your gaze. Blocks can always be invited in under the hands to create a little bit more lift if you like. Scissoring inner thighs. Let's just chug forward and back a little bit. Pressing into the ball of the back foot, pressing into those toes. Flexing through the ankle. Alright. Left foot steps forward to meet right. Right foot steps back. Let's do the same thing. Lunging forward and back. It's a great stretch for the hip flexor. It's a little hip opener. Alright. Now ground those hands if you are on tented fingers. Step that left foot back. Let's take it into a high plank. All the muscles engaged, like your whole body is one strong, engaged muscle. Navel's tight. Tail's turning down toward heels. Feet are hips distance apart. We're going to slowly, with or without knees, you can ground your knees if you like. We're slowly bending elbows into ribs, coming down onto the belly. Tops of the feet press onto the mat. Hands under shoulders. Open-hearted lift. Elbows are bent. Bring it down. more times. Inhale, lift. Exhale to bring it down. One more time. Exhale, bend the knees, hands under the shoulders, curl the toes under, up and back, down dog. Side out. Heels press down to the ground, chest presses to thighs, navel draws up and in. Let's rise up one more time. Inhale, lift up high on toes. Bend knees, look to hands, step it in. Inhale, lift it flat. Exhale, bow, hands wrap around legs, right behind the legs. Palms facing calves. Shake head loose. A few breaths here. Release the hands, sweep and rise high. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, lift and sweep. Hinge and bow. Inhale, lift it flat. Grounded, step back, high plank. Chaturanga, with or without the support of the knees. And you have the option of either low cobra or up dog. Bring it down. Lift it up. Hands and feet firmly planted on the ground for the upward dog. Exhale, press back, curl toes under. Right leg sweeps up high behind you. Keep the hip points facing the ground. Let that left heel drop toward the floor. Press the chest toward the thighs. Maybe bend your right knee, open the hip. Belly faces the right side of the room. Right hip flexor, getting a lovely stretch. Maybe draw the navel up and in. Feel it deep in the psoas and the oblique. If you're feeling a little cramping in the hamstring, feel free to extend and bend the leg. Knee remains bent. Let's turn the hip points toward the floor. Tuck the knee under the body and step the right foot in between the hands. Anchor back side edge foot. Rise it up. Warrior one. Sweep arms up overhead. Sinking down into that front right thigh. Now what's important here is if your hips are crooked, one hip point is forward and the other is behind. We want to step that left foot out to the left a bit so both hip points can face forward. Reach the arms up high, shoulders away from ears. Maybe 90 degrees in that thigh. Strong anchor in the back leg. Let's turn the chest to the left side. Lengthen through that right leg. Heel toe the right foot to the center of the mat. Reach right arm down onto right shin. Left arm up to the sky. Maybe left arm stretches overhead. Shoulder plugs back into ear. Back into socket, rather. One more breath. Now heart turns down, bend into the front knee, frame the foot with the hands, lifting up on the ball of the back foot. Let's take right knee to right wrist. Left leg slides back. Pigeon pose. Now, depending on your body on any given day, what normally feels great may feel super intense on another day. So you can find maybe a block or a bolster, pillow, slide it under that right hip if it's feeling a little vulnerable or overstretched. And then maybe walk down over the forearms. Shoulders press away from ears, long neck, chin to chest. Sometimes it means to compensate, the body will drop to the left or drop to the right. Try and keep your weight balanced center line over the mat. And if your weight is balanced center line and you're feeling too much, that's where props can come in and provide you that additional support. Eyes are closed, jaw is soft, tongue is relaxed in the mouth. Just having an experience of that inner environment, present with yourself and what's going on the inside. Breath is like a searchlight, finding the stress and the tension, creating spaciousness. Let's take one more breath here. All right, left hand walks under shoulder, right hand walks under shoulder. Curl left toes under, sweep up and back, down dog. Pressing chest to thighs, pressing heels to ground, shoulders away from ears. Navel draws up and in. Left leg sweeps high to the sky, stretch it up there. Right heel drops. Hip points facing to the ground. Stretching long. Let's bend that left knee and open the hip. Little arch in the back here. Maybe extend and bend that left leg. Keeping that chest parallel to the ground. Then keep that left knee bent. Deep breath in through the nose. And as you exhale, turn the hip points to face the ground, knee tucks under body. Step that left foot through. Anchor the back side edge right foot. So rise it up, warrior one. Sink into that front thigh. Maybe step that right foot out to the right a little bit more so the hip points can be forward facing. Shoulders drop away from ears. Sink down a little deeper. One more breath. Now let's turn belly to right side of the room. Heel toe that left foot to the center of the mat. Lengthen through left leg. Hinge. Micro bend in that left knee. Left hand on left ankle. Right hand reaches up to the sky. Heart turns up. Making beautiful angles with the body. Right arm stretches long overhead, shoulder plugs into ear. Reaching through that right waistline. If your balance allows, maybe close the eyes. center line of the mat. Right leg slides all the way down and back. Top of the right foot presses onto the mat. Tent up on your fingers. Hips sink down. Walk it down onto forearms. Remembering what I said about the option for support and props. Press the shoulders away from the ears, chin to chest. Soften the jaw. Relax the tongue in the mouth. Eyes closed down. Breathing through the nose. Directing the breath to those tight, restricted spots in the body, letting it create spaciousness. Let's take 2 more breaths. Maybe letting some sighs in. All right, everybody. Hands come up under the shoulders. Lean off onto that left hip. Swing the right leg around. Extend the legs out with pointed toes. Arms reach forward, tuck the tail. We'll bring it down to our final spinal twist. Savasana. Let's take that right knee up to tabletop. Right arm extends out, palm face down. Left hand guides right knee across the body to twist. Keep the shoulders grounded. If you have to, lift them up and then restructure the shoulders down onto the ground. Coming all the way onto that outer left hip. Gaze is looking over the right arm. Breathe into the ribs. Breathe into the belly. One more time. All right, coming back onto the back. Right leg grows long down to the mat. Left knee up to tabletop. Right hand guides left knee across the body to twist all the way onto that outer right hip. Now it's a good time to lift the chest up off the ground, or the back up off the ground, and redirect the shoulders onto the floor. Try and rest both shoulder blades onto the ground and gaze up that left arm. Navel draws up and in. Smooth thighs turn out naturally. Palms face up next to the hips. Shoulders drop away from the ears. Gently pick the head up, tuck the chin to the chest, and then lay the head back down. Inhale through the nose. And sigh out through the mouth. Savasana. Please remain laying down as I rise up. Just a few moments of sound healing. Gently wiggling your fingers and your toes. Draw your knees into your chest. Wrap your forearms around your shins. Rocking from side to side. Roll onto one side into fetal position. Using your top hand to press yourself up seated. Cross-leg position. Hands come to the heart center. Today's card is the card for confidence, and it speaks to the tiger as the symbol. Things are under control. You can handle this matter with your wisdom, confidence, and courage. You are passionate and loving, but don't let your sensitivity overwhelm you. You are honorable and gifted. Remain humble. Swing our hands to the heart center, thumbs into the sternum. Let's take a deep breath in through the nose and suspend it. Folded hands come to third eye center. Blessing that you'll be guided by intuition and have the wisdom and the courage to follow it. Exhale, bowing forward. Namaste. Thank you, everybody.